Hi, I'm Katie and welcome to my bookish adventure. So, in today's video we are doing another book tag and it is the book trope tag, which is really hard to say. So I originally saw this video on the For Love of Books channel, but I do believe that the original tag is by Trihardt, I think that's how you say her name. I will link both of them so you can see the original and the one I saw. I really like the idea of this tag because it's questions I feel I haven't come across before, and I think they are really great sort of discussion topics. So the first book trope question is, booktubers hate libraries. I really don't think that's true. I feel like a lot of booktubers that I sort of follow, and the same on Bookstagram, all talk about going to the library and getting books. For me personally, I just like to own books. I prefer to have them. However, my journey in high school definitely started in a library, and if it wasn't for that librarian, I feel like after Harry Potter I may not have kept going, as she suggested other books for me to read. And also, if you're lacking in space, I think libraries are great. I think they're a great place to take your children so that they can sort of start their journey as well. And it's free. Books aren't cheap. Free alternative. Yeah, I don't give this one much. Question 2. Booktubers or hoarders? Well, in other news, water is wet. That is like saying that all these sort of makeup artists out there are makeup hoarders. Yes, we are. I feel like the fact that there is a booktube community really is the evidence we need for this. Obviously, there are some people who are minimalist sort of book readers, and there are those who use libraries, but the majority of us, yes, we are awful hoarders. I own Dracula in 3 different copies and I've only read 1. A lot of them are the classics and they reissue them in beautiful, beautiful covers, and I am weak. Number 3, booktubers hate paperbacks. I really think this is a personal preference kind of question, and also kind of like a multi-arced answer. Okay, so for me, paperbacks cheaper. They sort of stack on your shelf, I think, better because they're shorter. You can get them that way and you can line them all up that way, which I have a tendency to do, and they are cheaper. However, hardbacks are so pretty. Hardbacks aesthetically on a bookshelf look lovely. The jackets always are beautiful if they do work on the actual book itself. Oh, I do feel like I read paperbacks quicker than hardbacks. I don't know why. However, hardbacks give me the hands-free option. I can rest it open with my phone in the middle, eat my lunch at work with 2 hands, which is really great if I need to use 2 hands. And I think the biggest thing this comes down to, books are released in hardback first. And for a lot of people out there on Bookstagram and BookTube, their whole thing is about buying new releases, talking about new releases, getting the book, reading it. That is not my thing. I like to pick and choose as and when I want to read stuff. A lot of books I buy them way after, so buying them in hardback is a lot harder for me, and sometimes they're not still in print, but they're just more awkward to get hold of than a paperback. So I kind of feel like this is definitely a personal preference kind of thing. There is something really satisfying about reading a hardback. Number 4, booktubers only give positive reviews. I feel like to begin with, I feel like I saw mostly really gushing positive reviews. The longer I've been doing this, the more recommendations I've been getting when people have been talking negatively. If you've seen any of my other videos, you will know I do not hold back punches. If I love a book, I will rave about it. If I don't, I don't. If you watch my video from Monday, my latest reading vlog, you will see that I'm talking about City of Bones, and you will see how I'm talking about it, good and bad, a lot of raving. I think some of this does come down to the fact that obviously booktubers and Bookstagram people, reviewers, they get sent books, they get given arcs, and if you want to maintain that good relationship with publishers, why did I say publishers so weird then? Publishers, you're gonna want to keep that sort of good connection. So I think that's when it comes down to maybe being overly positive to disguise the negative, so you can still talk negatively about the book but have it dressed up in all this, but look, there's all this cool positive stuff about it too. But I'm definitely seeing more negative reviews, definitely, but I felt, to begin with, that's probably quite accurate. Number 6, all booktubers are doing it for that moolah. Well, I mean, that's ridiculous. For the free books, perhaps yes. And even then, I still think it's quite a hard thing to get into, considering there is such a big sort of community out there, Bookstagram, BookTube, BookBlogs, all that stuff. In the grand scheme of things, it is still a very small community. If you were going to be doing it to get all that money, then you need to be in the beauty game, the lifestyle game, probably even the gaming game. Yeah, that's where the money is. When you look at those people, come on, book influencer isn't really a thing, whereas, the beauty influencers, the lifestyle influencers are such a thing. I don't know why I'm so movie and so fluid, but we're going with it. So yeah, you might be doing it to get in it for the books, but the money, I mean, I mean, I'd be really surprised. You know, my outlook on this thing is, I think, you know, if you have the opportunity to monetize your videos and to do well from that, I think that is a really great thing, because, you know, like for me, if I had the opportunity, I would consider it. I'm really passionate about this, and I really love talking about books, and I really love just like sharing everything. So to monetize in a hobby, like that's awesome. Who wouldn't want to do that? Just for me, I don't believe that. I feel like that the book community is really heavily on the, we just love books and love talking about it. All booktubers are teenage girls. So I feel like this could be true. Definitely when I started, I feel like all of us all were teenage girls. I am actively trying to sort of find, subscribe, follow older booktubers. It is, I don't want to say hard, but obviously, you know, I'm 27 and I'm definitely really into sort of the YA fantasy, that side of things, because these books are amazing. And, you know, I guess there's obviously that whole thing about, you know, you're too old to read YA. Whatever. Thank God I still look so young. And I just think, yeah, it does feel like that. I'm definitely starting to see more male people coming into it as well, but I think reading is probably targeted a bit more to girls than it is boys. But I would like to definitely see a more broad sort of spectrum. And finally, the question that made me like, I'm sorry, what now? Booktubers recommend books they haven't read. What in the name? Where has this come from? Is this a thing? I've gotta say this is crap, surely. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I'm wondering if this is coming from a place of people receiving free books and arcs and like, oh my God, yeah, read it. Ages ago, I did a book tag, and one of the questions was, do you tell people you've read a book, like particularly popular books, when really you haven't? I don't do that. I suck it up and I'm like, I haven't read The Hunger Games, I haven't read this, and it's like, I have my personal way of reading. I just don't understand. I feel like the only way I could recommend a book that I hadn't read yet would be like, hey guys, look, some book mail. Oh look, I bought X. I'm reading X because I read Y and I loved Y and it came up as a recommendation. So if you loved Y too, read X too. Otherwise, how do you recommend? I mean, you're basically lying, and this is probably where it comes to, yeah, you're wanting to keep in with like good with your publishers to get your free stuff, and if you are getting money, that's why. Because how in the heck do you recommend a book you haven't read? It's just, I really want to call this one as crap. Like, I really hope it is. That is it for all 7 questions. I hope you enjoyed the book trope tag. Oh, that's a really hard one to say. You gotta not think about it, just have an empty brain, which is easy. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and show me your thumbs. Your love and support means the world to me, and as always, comment below, answer some of the questions, and even if it's not book related, I want to hear from you. And if you're new, hello, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Plenty of videos for you to catch up on. Join me on this bookish adventure. I'm gonna go get me some cheese. I know it's in the kitchen, I saw it in the fridge, and I was like, oh, wheel of cheese. I really do love cheese. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna wash my hair because I'm getting new hair. I'm really excited about this. Not even kidding. I've got a free week next week. I'm done with work for a week. So yes, I will have plenty for my next weekly reading vlog. New hair will be in that, and again, I'll be posting stuff on my stories, both personal and on my Bookstagram as well. So if you follow both, then you can see what I'm getting up to, what I'm doing. I literally have like one day of freedom to myself. I really planned it really badly. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you soon. Bye.